you for joining me today. I'm Andrea and this is Crafty Little Things. I'm making this card today. This is my Christmas, my Sunday Christmas Weekly 2018. I'm getting all that mixed up. I'm making this card for the Joy of Sets Weekly Christmas 2018 Challenge album. And it's quite fitting that I'm using these Kaisercraft papers which were gifted to me by Fiona, who runs the Joy of Sets, who owns the Joy of Sets group. There's a sheet of, they're absolutely beautiful, they're the Wonderland collection from Kaisercraft. There's a sheet of fabulous stickers which I'm going to be using, the snowflakes, and I'm going to be using one of the sentiments from. These longer sentiments are perfect for scrapbooking, and then these long strips of stickers are fabulous either to use separately or to use again for scrapbooking. They'd be great. That's beautiful, like an embroidered hearts and pennants. And on the back there's like a deep purplish, it's black but it's like deep purple and black wood grain, and then there's the snowflake sort of one with a Hessian back. So I'm using those today. They're really lovely. Thank you very much for those, Fiona. I didn't put them in a haul because I wanted to use them. I wanted to show them as I use them, kind of thing. So I'm starting off with a 6x6 card base, which actually isn't 6x6. It's 5 7/8 by 5 7/8, and then a piece of Pool Party cardstock, which measures 4 3/4 by 4 3/4. So I'm just going to stick that on. That cardstock, it looks a bit tatty, but it's not. But it's come out of my fresh supplies, so I'm not sure why it's looking a bit tatty. The only thing I find working with bigger pieces is I'm not the best of people at placement at the best of times, and with big pieces I find it even harder. Yeah, I definitely need to be changing my blade. I'm getting some very fuzzy edges. They don't last very long, these blades. And then what I did was I took the Hessian and Snowflake paper, and I cut a piece that was 4 1/2, was it, yeah, 4 3/4 by 4 3/4, and then I just cut it at 2 inches. So I cut a 2-inch piece off, and I'm going to use the Hessian side and just pop that here. And then I'm going to use the other side, so it's the same piece of paper but I'm just going to spin it over and use the other side. And use the snowflake design. And line that up. It's got like a wood grain running through the back of that as well. And then I'm going to take this silver doily that was also gifted to me by Fiona. And Fiona doesn't have a company or anything, so I'm not endorsing any products or using any products that were gifted by a company. They were gifted by an individual. I sent her some Stampin' Up bits and bobs, and she sent me some Kaisercraft bits and bobs, which was quite nice. I'll stick that doily on there. I'll clean that up when it's dry. And then I'm going to use a bit of this silver sort of foiled ribbon that I got from the works in a recent haul. So I'm going to just use some glue, a glue tape for that. I'm just going to run that down there. I'm going to stick my ribbon on. It's gorgeous, this. if you saw my haul for the Works and Hobbycraft, it was in that. It was £2 I think for a metre each of 12 different metallic ribbons. Super good value. Okay, I'll pop that down there. And for my sentiment, I've just cut a little piece of Pool Party which measures 2.5 by 1.5. I'm just going to lop the corners off with my little woodware corner punch. I know Stampin' Up! Now have a trio corner punch, but I don't like those trio corner punches. I find them very awkward to use, and I wish they just had a little one like this. But maybe one day. And I'm going to take the Merry Christmas sticker. Oh, the stickers are very thick, really good quality. And I'm going to pop that onto there. And then I'm going to use some dimensionals for that and stick that on. Gosh, you can see how bad the cutter is, leaving a real... So I actually cut the paper in. I'm going to pop some dimensionals on the back of there and put 4 on normally, but I'm just going to stick 2 on just for now. What I'm going to do down here, I've made my mind up, is I'm going to run some of these snowflakes, not all of them, because I want... Stop it there. That came off quite easily, that. I'm going to run those down there. I'm going to fold them over so where they meet the edge of the paper, so that I can just easily trim them. Oh, that's gorgeous. They're quite, because they're thicker than the cardstock, they're kind of standing off, so they look really pretty. And then I'm just going to stick this onto the middle. Isn't that a beautiful card? It's gorgeous, so easy to make. It looks really expensive. That's a beautiful card. Put a wink of Stella on these, or you can put a bit of glitter on them. That is absolutely gorgeous. Well, I love that. So that's my card for today. So I'll be popping that in the, well, it'll already be in the Joy Sets album. And I'll see you again soon for, I'll see you again next week for my next effort. I think this is number 11. I think, yeah, I'm doing quite well with these cards. So yeah, thanks for joining me, and I'll see you again soon. Bye bye.